I am the supply quality manager at Nature's Way.
I am the QA packaging specialist, so making sure that our caps and bottles and things we package our products with meet our requirements and meet all regulations. We have emails flying back and forth, network drives that have out-of-date documents, and they're very hard to find. So just to help corral all that and put it into a single system without having to chase a bunch of documents, without having to, have 50 emails saying, where is this document, where is that document, this one's out of date. To have a system able to do that really frees us up to do some interesting things and more important things within the business. The path that we were on was no longer sustainable, and we had to find a solution that really allowed us to do the work we need to do, but in a more efficient manner. And also with some of the regulatory changes and new challenges that were coming on the horizon, the urgency to get the system in place just grew.
It was a pretty easy decision to make. The processes we had prior were Excel-based. We were diving into network drives to find documents. All of our communication with suppliers was done via email, which of course is a nightmare in itself. So this was probably the only solution we had come across that had a nice user interface, was simple to use, it was configurable, and of course it was a pretty easy sell to our executive team because they saw a quick win with it.
I've been very happy with the implementation. Getting that system up and running and getting it kind of configured is really easy. As we learn more, we can just pop in, update an attribute or add a role, and then it's there for us to use. In contrast to our ERP experience where you had to basically put in a ticket and then 3 months later you might have something to test. So to be able to real-time update something is really unique, and you really do feel like the system is working for you instead of against you, which is refreshing. They ask for something and then within 15 minutes of me getting to it and be like, it's done. And they go in there like, wow, this is, thanks for doing that.
Market Hub is probably one of the neatest features of the TraceGains software. Actually, in fact, that was one of the first functionalities we began using, and I think actually in the first 30 days we identified a couple sources through the Market Hub functionality for a very large project we're currently working on. And we're able to complete a qualification activity that in some cases would have taken a few days to 6 months in a day or two. We use Market Hub in two different ways. I would say we have our current existing ingredient or component supply, and we may be having a challenge with one of those. We may be just looking to find a new supplier of an ingredient, but we also may be looking for new ingredients in the product through new product development. And to see how TraceGains is really focusing its solution to everybody, to address the problems that everybody's having. It's getting your hands around all of that compliance data that your suppliers and your customers, everybody needs to maintain this information. It's giving you a centralized portal to maintain that information without having to add a bunch of human resources.
What we've learned in the process is that they're feeling the same pressures that we are with documentation, providing information to their customers. So it's not just us requesting documentation, it's 50 other companies requesting the same documentation. So if they can do that just once and connect to TraceGains, that becomes very attractive to them from an efficiency standpoint.
Now we have TraceGains that helps collect that information from our suppliers to help populate these other systems. It really, we've gone from paper-based mailing in forms to complete automation, and it's quite transformational, and it's really great to be a part of.